Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. Welcome back to a new episode of World Builder Wednesdays, where every week I take a look at a new fan creation on the LEGO World Builder platform, powered by Tongle. This week, we've gotten actually a bunch of submissions for the new Ninjago creative prompt that was launched after the release of my short film, Golden Hour. So I'm going to be taking a look at what I think is one of the best of those spin-off worlds, The Adventures of the Upply. This was created by the user Marvelous Jan, who's actually a member of the Masters of Brick Jitsu, which I'm also a member of, and he participated in our Golden Hour watch party and AMA, so I already know him and I do really love the world that he's created on here. This is a spin-off of Season 13, Master of the Mountain. It follows some side characters introduced in that season, and I haven't seen past Season 10 of the show yet, so I don't really know these characters, but it looks like they are fan favorites. So right off the bat, you can see that this world does have a ton of elements, although there isn't much collaboration happening right now. We do have most of those elements concentrated in with the characters, and that's the thing, there are a ton of really awesome worlds for this creative prompt that I would have loved to take a look at because they had such strong ideas, but they just aren't very well fleshed out. So I love seeing how many characters are included here. Some of them I am familiar with, people like Karloff who were in earlier seasons. I've seen characters like Vinaya in the sets. I hope that's how you say her name. But a lot of these are unfamiliar with me, so it's kind of hard to tell who's an original character and who is someone from the show. One character that I'm thrilled to see back is Reflectra, who was introduced in another one of the Legacy Reimagined short films, and she's a character that I really liked, so I would definitely love to see her back in these spin-off shorts. Other than that, there are, like I said, a bunch of other characters, as well as our main characters, Korgrin, Fungus, and Plundar, as well as the Spider Adam. I think that these characters, just visually, from a visual standpoint, they look amazing. I know that Korgrin is from Metalonia, the same place as Karloff, so I think that that would be a really interesting area to explore because we don't really know about all of these other regions of Ninjago. We've also got a ton of places. Again, most of these are returning from the TV show, and I really love seeing some of them, like Shintaro, which, again, I haven't seen this season, but I've definitely heard about this place. But then even places like Hiroshi's Labyrinth, which is not very well fleshed out from where I am in the show, around, just before season 11. So I don't know if it gets a lot of exploration in the later seasons, but that's definitely a place that I really want to see explored based on what I've seen so far. And we do have a ton of storylines as well. Jan has mapped out full little summaries of the episodes, although there aren't scripts or anything. I think that these could definitely do with a little bit more detail or some nice cover art, so that could be a place where people could jump in and collaborate on this world. But there are also a lot of other places as well. I think the biggest problem in this world is how all of the elements are just hyper concentrated in a couple of areas, because there are 40 characters, but there are no society elements here. There's no history at all, and these are two places that it would be really beneficial to flesh these out, because for people like me who don't know who these characters are, who don't know where we last saw them, society and history are the perfect places to get newer people that aren't Ninjago super fans caught up with the idea very fast. So I definitely love to see more detail in there. And then we only have one item for the transport, and it's not an original creation, it's Ronin's ship. So I would really love to see, some cool builds here. I think, LEGO always makes so many vehicles for Ninjago sets, and so that's definitely something on my mind. When I was creating my Ninjago world, it's what kind of awesome vehicles could I create? So I'd love to see more transportation, even, more items and resources, because these categories are completely empty as well. And so I just think that while this world is very, very well developed in some areas, it's surprisingly lacking in others. So if you want to collaborate, I would really suggest start fleshing out the history and society. I think that those are great places for other Ninjago fans to jump in on. Sadly, this world is close to contributions right now, but hopefully it'll be opening soon. Some people just want to close it while they get their world up and running. I feel like that's definitely something that I would be doing if I was just starting out. But that still doesn't stop you from, commenting on something or messaging the user and just, trying to start a conversation about what you could add to a world like this. Hey everyone, so I'm here with Jan, the creator of The Adventures of the Upply. Am I saying that right?
You are, yes. Perfect.
Okay, great. So I want to start out by asking how you got involved with Lego and specifically Lego Ninjago.
hmm So Lego as a whole, I've pretty much it's played a vital role in my entire life ever since the early days of childhood. I think, like a lot of Ninjago fans before me, my original I guess introduction into Lego was through like Bionicle and Star Wars, and eventually that just grew and grew, and my love just never went away. And then Bionicle ended in 2010. I thought, okay, there's a hole that needs to be filled here. So hopefully something new and exciting comes along. And then what do you know? The next year they introduced Ninjago, and I think a lot of us just thought it was going to be a one-hit wonder theme. It would do its job, last for 3 years, and then be gone with. That was 10 years ago. So that's just a testament to what Ninjago has achieved. I've been here for the long run, and I'm going to be here till the very end. So that's pretty much my history with Lego.
Yeah, that's great to hear. I also thought that Ninjago was, going to end with the 3 years. So I remember being really, really sad at like the season 2 finale, and then they immediately started teasing that it would come back, and I was like, okay, so we're fine. We don't need to worry.
Yeah, I remember crying for the last episode. And like, okay, the tears weren't needed, but still.
Yeah. So how did you discover the Lego World Builder platform?
So World Builder, I was vaguely familiar with through Twitter. It's where I'm most prominent with, and I've seen a few people discuss it. But I think my biggest introduction into that was actually through your Golden Hour short, through realizing that there was an idea about a Crux and a Chronix short that eventually came to be an actual installment in the series. And I think, like a lot of other fans, I just found it really inspiring to know that like our ideas and our stories can actually make it like out there and become real. And I think, like a lot of other Ninjago fans, when Lego then tweeted out saying we're looking for story ideas, share your worlds, I jumped straight in at the thought, because I've got a head full of ideas, but there was one in particular I really needed to make into my own world. It's been really fun so far. A little daunting because there's a lot there, but I think I've picked up pretty fast.
Yeah, I really love, World Builder for the fan ideas, but also, I mean, even if you don't necessarily want your thing to be picked by Lego, it's still just a great place to share your ideas with other fans, even if you're not gunning for, that production aspect, although I think most people are. So speaking about your idea, how did you come up with the idea for your world? Because it's like a spin-off that follows characters from season 13, I believe.
Yeah, so the 13th season, otherwise just titled Master of the Mountain, is safe to say, a really like fan favorite, beloved season for a lot of reasons. But one of them is because the season introduced this trio of side characters known as the Upply. When you first meet them, they're known as the Lowly. Basically, they're a trio of adventurers who journeyed into the mountain where the season takes place to retrieve an artifact. But the king of Shintaro, who hired them to retrieve the artifact, turned out to be a not so nice guy and banished them deep within the mountain for a good anywhere between 10 to 15 years. And eventually, when our ninja arrive, they eventually discover the Upply and form an alliance, and they help save the day, do all the good guy stuff, But those specific characters are all just incredibly unique, intriguing, lovable. They're all just, because you have, of the trio, you've got like the barbarian warrior, the mystical wizard, the lovable thief, and his pet spider. And it's a lot of people really instantly gravitated towards those characters. I know I did. They became real beloved really fast. And for the longest time, a lot of people have been asking, like, when are we going to see the Upply again? Are we going to see them again? They could have a really good spin-off. They got their whole own world. And we thought it would never happen. So I just started building, like, how would I do the Upply spin-off? And eventually thankfully, I could thank Lego World Builder as a way I was able to actually put that out there and actually construct it a lot more clear than I had it in my head. So that was really fun. And then Seabound rocks around, and what do you know? The Upply make a cameo, and I was ecstatic, over the moon. But I do think they need their own spotlight, time to shine.
Yeah, they sound like the perfect characters for, like a digital short thing. That's what the prompt is aiming for.
Yeah.
So has anyone else collaborated on your world yet?
At this very moment, no. I've kind of, for now at least, I want to lay the groundwork and establish the worlds and the characters because, uh, when you like get an idea in your head and it becomes so crystal clear in your mind to the point where it feels real, and then you try explain it to someone else and they just have no idea what you're on about. If I started throwing around half the names and places I come up with, people would look at me like I was crazy. That's not to say I'm not open to collabing, but for the time being, I think I just want to build it up a little bit more first, and then maybe get some help with like ironing out the fine kinks.
Yeah, that makes sense. And also, I mean, for something like this Ninjago prompt, like you're building off of previously established Ninjago characters and places. So you're going to want to add like some original stuff of yours in there. And then I feel like you might not be as open to collaboration. So I don't know. I'm interested to see, kind of how it develops, not just your world, but, like a lot of the other Ninjago prompt worlds to see if people are really active with each other.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of interaction with all the worlds. I've gotten a few messages and comments with people like asking if they could help. And I've said it definitely will be an option at some point once the foundation is a little more solid, I suppose. But if anything, that just shows how much people love these characters and want to be a part of it. So fighting the good fight.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so for the final question, I was just going to say, like, what do you like best about World Builder? I mean, I know you're relatively new to the platform, but so far.
Right off the bat, there's a lot to love, but I think the thing that I both respect and love the most is how it not only allows fans to publicly like release their own stories, but also allows those people to interact with each other, help each other, offer ideas, offer feedback, all that. It really is a good way to like for the broader community to meet one another, maybe a way to make new friends, learn new things about the show and the franchise you may not have known before, and even get introduced to entirely new Lego themes and completely original ideas. It definitely opens up the door for communication and honest feedback, which I think is really important in a community such as ours.
That was a great answer. Yeah. I'm really glad that, it's working out so well. I'm glad that so many Ninjago fans are loving it. But like I said, there are just so many worlds that have been created for this Ninjago prompt already. You can just head over to the Discover page and then filter by the 10th anniversary creative prompt, and you'll see that there are just so many amazing creations. I really love, like stuff like this that focuses on Jay's mother, who's a character that I haven't given much thought to, but that I would definitely love to see a series of short films about. And again, it's been amazing. I have seen there are like 10 to 20 Ninjago worlds being published like every single day on the site. And so even if you don't want to collaborate, you can just go ahead and create your own or find something else. There are some things, there's some overlap in these Ninjago worlds, but there's definitely still a lot of room for new and original ideas. So I would love to see more, so definitely go ahead and submit your concepts, because LEGO will officially start reviewing these worlds as of June 1st, 2021. So that's already started. But that's it for today, so don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and check out my website, goldenninja3000.com. I'll see you guys with more videos soon. Bye for now.